My dear listener, a profound truth is waiting for you today. Since you chose to create space for your own well-being, someone has been unable to find their footing. Your absence has become their greatest teacher. You linger in their daily thoughts and color their quietest moments. The spaces you once shared now speak only of your memory. Please hear this. Your decision was an act of sacred courage, witnessed and supported by the universe. You did not turn away from love, you turned toward your own wholeness. The divine recognized your pain, quieted your doubts, and affirmed your path with a deep, settling calm. That inner stillness is your zenith is the proof that you honored a truth deeper than fear. Currently, that individual is navigating a profound inner shift. In solitude, their mind revisits every word and mourns every missed chance. This anguish, however, is not a sentence. It is an awakening. Consider the intense pressure that transforms coal into a diamond, or the dark, silent soil required for a seed to break open and reach for the sun. Their previous ways of being, their excuses, the carelessness, the emotional shortcuts are being gently but firmly dissolved. Sometimes the kindest grace is a quiet room where one must finally sit with the echoes of their own choices. The discomfort they feel is the strain of an old self making way for the new. Here is the essential understanding. Your constant presence once provided a comfort that could delay this necessary reckoning. By stepping back, you have not caused a break, you have allowed for the possibility of a genuine repair at a soul level. This distance is not an empty void, it is a sacred workshop. Within it, unseen hands are rebuilding what was fragile on a foundation of what is true. Your courage to stand in your peace is the very key that has unlocked this door for them. You are not watching a fall, you are witnessing a guided transformation. Trust the silent, holy work being done in this season of apart. They had grown accustomed to using your compassion as a shield, your understanding as an excuse, and your loyalty as a constant in the face of their own uncertainty. Your nearness, however generous, became a sanctuary where they could delay the vital inner work only they could do. Your devotion served as a replacement for their own self-development. Your gentle nature absorbed shocks that were meant to teach them. Your belief in us allowed them to postpone believing in themselves. But when you chose peace, when you withdrew the endless buffer of your presence, the silence that followed was deafening. They were finally ushered into the one conversation they had been evading, a direct dialogue with their own choices. The person in the glass looked back, stripped of all illusions, and what they witnessed was a revelation. They beheld a tendency to withdraw when connection required depth. They confronted a deep-seated reluctance to be authentic. They recognized a painful imbalance. They had accepted your unwavering support as their due, while giving you only fragments in return. They understood how their own reluctance to grow had quietly constrained your spirit. A divine insight is being offered to them now, a clear vision of their own contradictions, their draining habits, their consistent failure to match your effort. A new awareness is dawning. They can finally trace how their unpredictable actions wove uncertainty into your peace. How their guarded heart left you feeling untethered, even within the relationship. How instincts rooted in self-preservation systematically undermined the bond they profess to cherish. They are observing their past from the outside now, through the window of your lived experience, and the landscape is one of profound sorrow. Your departure represented more than an ending. It was the removal of the one true witness to their highest self. You held up a vision of their possibility. With that vision gone, they are confronted only by the reality of their own limitations and the paths not taken. Now, their memory highlights every crossroad where they selected fear over faith. Every occasion they built a wall when a bridge was needed. Every opportunity to choose we that was lost to me. The gravity of this hindsight is absolute. They are submerged in the consequence of neglected chances, of love's currency spent carelessly, of a profound gift they were too preoccupied to fully receive. The wisdom of Proverbs 27 verse 6 reminds us, "Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy." Your decision to create space, though painful, was an act of ultimate sincerity. It was the necessary fracture that allows for proper alignment. By removing yourself as the absorber of their consequences, you have granted them the rare and difficult gift of true accountability, the only solid ground from which a renewed self can ever be built. Your absence has been a difficult but honest gift, a necessary awakening. Sometimes, true care means stopping a cycle that hurts everyone. This space is a rescue, not a punishment. It saves them from their own patterns and saves you from accepting less than a sanctuary love. They are in a wilderness sea zone, a sacred, challenging place where false comforts fall away. Here, there is no hiding. It is a lonely, holy refining. Like the prodigal son facing emptiness, they are being prepared. The old materials of fear and impulse are being cleared for a foundation of integrity and maturity. A quiet knowing has rooted within them. They understand the distance came not from your standards being too high, but from their efforts being too low. They know they failed to meet the love you offered, and that their inconsistency left you no choice. This truth burns inside them. Their mind now replays every time they chose the easy path over the brave one, every retreat when you needed presence, every broken promise. Each avoided conversation now speaks loudly. The weight of what they've lost is dawning on them with devastating clarity. They remember every time you sought comfort and found silence, every moment you needed support and got an excuse. Each memory teaches them how they let life's deepest gift slip away. Now, a deep fear lives in them, that you found peace without them. They are haunted by the thought of you with someone steadier, braver, more open. The idea of you building a future with another brings them anguish. Yet, they are equally afraid to reach out. They know their pattern didn't just confuse you, it wounded you. It made you question your worth and wonder if wanting reliable love was too much. The thought of hurting you again, or facing your rejection, feels unbearable. But beneath that fear lies a powerful pull. This is more than missing you, it's a spiritual conviction that they failed a divine connection. They feel a burning need to show they have changed, to prove this loss has rebuilt them into someone capable of the consistent love you deserve. Your purpose is not to repair what they have neglected. That is a journey for their own soul and spirit. You do not owe a return simply because they now face the consequences of their choices. Their discomfort does not create a claim on the serenity you have built. Their remorse is not a key to the gates you rightfully closed. The kindness in your heart is a strength, not a chain. It should not pull you back into an environment that diminished your radiance and stole your contentment. The insight you received, the clarity to recognize what was not serving you, the courage to leave was divine guidance. To dismiss that wisdom now, simply because they express sorrow, would be to abandon the very lesson you were given. Heaven's schedule is not set by earthly distress. Their turmoil does not control your clock. Their moment of crisis does not mandate your movement. A newfound awareness in them does not require you to interrupt the transformation still unfolding in your own life. True and permanent growth demonstrates itself. It is visible in steady, reliable choices, not in passionate speeches or lonely hour messages. It is evidenced by a changed life, not a convincing plea. As ancient wisdom teaches, a tree is known by what it produces. Lasting change yields a harvest that requires time, patience, and seasons to mature. It does not suddenly appear because someone has finally understood the cost of their actions. You have asked for a sign, pleading for understanding. Did I make a mistake? Was this my only chance? Is the silence a punishment or a protection? The response from the spiritual realm is this: be still and allow. This is a conscious, powerful stance of faith. It is the decision to let a higher plan unfold instead of intervening out of pity, duty, or worry. It is trusting in a blueprint for your life so deeply that you will not trade your future growth for the familiar past, even when the way ahead seems unclear. Should this bond be destined for renewal, it will be restored by a hand greater than yours at the perfect time. You will be shown a path that is unambiguous and whole. Your task is not to revisit the past, but to nurture the life and peace that are present before you now. You will not need to search for vague signs or interpret uncertain coincidences. You will receive clear, undeniable confirmations of what is meant for you. Divine will move with precision. Circumstances will align in ways that could only be orchestrated by a higher hand. Doors will open that cannot be closed, and paths will be blocked that cannot be forced. Most importantly, you will be given a deep and abiding peace about your next steps, a calm that roots itself in your soul. This is not the restless excitement of wishful thinking, but a true stillness that remains. And if this separation is final, if this person's role in your story has reached its end, you will be given that same profound peace. It is the peace that guards your heart and mind, confirming you chose rightly even when feelings of care remain. Even when a gentle part of you still wonders, what if their heart is sincere? The angels affirm this truth to you now: their love is real. It is not a performance or a strategy. The care they feel is deep and genuine. Their sorrow is authentic, their remorse is not an act. They are truly grieving the loss of you. But here is the essential truth: love alone is not enough. Love without maturity cannot build a future. Love without accountability will not last. Love without growth remains only a beautiful idea, never solid enough to live within. Love without steady action, without follow-through, without the daily courage to choose you, that kind of love is just words carried away by the wind. You deserve a love that is demonstrated. You deserve a partner who not only feels deeply but acts faithfully. Right now, in this season of space, God is guarding your heart. While they are being refined in the fire of their own consequences, learning lessons that only solitude can teach, you are being quietly elevated. A sacred work is being done within you that requires their absence. He is healing the parts of you that their unreliability wounded, the parts that began to question if you were too much, if your needs were unreasonable, if you should settle for less. He is restoring the confidence that wavered each time they withdrew. He is repairing the trust that fractured when their words and actions did not align. He is renewing your fundamental belief in your own worth, reminding you that you are not difficult for knowing what you deserve. You are clear. And that clarity is your protection and your promise. Expecting a steady love is not asking for too much. Wanting what you generously offer is only reasonable. In this time apart, you are being readied for a connection that feels certain, not uncertain. It will be a partnership where you never doubt your place, negotiate for your value, or apologize for your needs. It will be a space where you can be fully yourself, not edited, not enlarged, and never made to feel you are either too much or not enough. What is being prepared for you is a love that chooses to stay when it sees you clearly. A love that remains present even in knowing you deeply. A love that is steadfast because it recognizes your worth. Should this individual be part of your destined path, they will emerge from their own refining fire remade. They will not arrive as the person you left behind. Their approach will be marked by a quiet humility, tangible evidence of growth, and a commitment to love you with constancy and courage. They will show, not just say, that their change is real. They will respect that confidence is rebuilt through daily, reliable choices over a long and patient period. But if they return unchanged, still offering justification, still unable to meet you where you are, still valuing possibility over truth, then their journey was not meant to return to you. It was meant to move them out of the way for what is truly yours. This ending creates the necessary room for a true beginning. It defines what you will no longer allow, so you can fully receive what you have always deserved. Release any feeling of guilt for prioritizing your well-being. Guilt is not guidance. Healthy conviction leads forward, but guilt only anchors you to the past, casting doubt on choices made from clarity and care. Do not question the boundaries you have set. Boundaries honor the spirit within you. They are a practice of faith and self-respect. There is no need to hurry back because they are finally facing the emptiness you once endured. You carried that ache while still giving your all. Now, that solitude is their teacher. Let the lesson unfold. Your inner peace is holy ground. Do not bargain it away. The standards in your heart are there as guardians, not as barriers. They protect you from what is wrong, so you are open to what is right. Your future is anchored in a promise that loves you too deeply to let you accept fragments, that sees your worth too completely to let you settle, and that cherishes you too fully to ever ask you to be less than you are. Stand confidently in that knowing. We give thanks for the gift of clear vision and the quiet knowing you placed within her. Thank you for the resolve you gave her to create space when a relationship began to cost her spirit more than it returned. Thank you for the bravery you nurtured in her soul to choose wholeness even through the ache of letting go, even in moments of uncertainty, even when the path was not understood by everyone around her. Lord, if this relationship is part of your unfolding purpose, we ask you to finish the sacred work you have begun within this individual. Remake their heart. Develop in them the maturity to love her not from a place of want or insecurity, but from the overflow of a healed and complete spirit. Mend what is fractured within them. Free them from the cycles that kept them bound. Make them entire, so that any love they offer comes from fullness, not from emptiness. But Father, if this distance is your shelter, if this ending is an act of your grace, then plant within her a peace that cannot be shaken. Let her carry the firm assurance of your alignment. Let her feel in the deepest part of her being that she did not walk away from a promise, she walked toward the safety of your will. Shut every pathway that would lead her to accept what is incomplete, to revisit what is finished, or to exchange your highest for anything less. Instead, guide her steps toward the future you have designed, toward the purpose and the partnership that is truly meant for her. Guard her heart with your complete love, a love that quiets every fear, the fear of solitude, the fear of choosing wrong, the fear of being left behind. Every day, reaffirm her worth, her enoughness, and assure her that she is held precisely where she is meant to be. Envelop her in your nearness in this season. Let her experience your presence so profoundly that it becomes the measure for any human affection she may one day receive. So she will recognize the real only when it is sent by your hand. In the name of Him who makes all things new, we rest this prayer.